Many of you in the Bujinkan have played soccer, or maybe this sport, lacrosse, that they're playing behind me. If you have, you know that the type of movement in soccer is really good for learning balance and sabaki. Hello, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, we're doing the kata Keriage. Caddy means kick, and so you're kicking with bojutsu, kicking up, in fact. This kata shows some interesting movement with the bow that you won't see in other kata. We're still continuing with the ihen sabaki kata with the bow, and this next kata is called Keriage. Does anybody know what Keriage means? Keri is kick. Yeah, so it's, Keriage is like a rising kick, but we're using the bow. So this description, you'll see how it fits as we go. The first version of this kata that I'm going to show maybe won't use that description very well, but as we go, you'll start to see where it applies. Okay, so in this kata, there's a number of steps. So I start off with my ihen here. I'm going to do my flip to the head. Okay, stay a little closer, please. And then flip to the head again, flip to the head again, flip to the head again, and then in the last one, I go to do. Okay. So there's a total of 5 moves. Let's try this side. So you guys might remember last time we were doing mukozume, which had these flips to the head, right? This still has those. This is like an evolution of that, right? So from here, I flip to the head here. I flip to the head on this side. It's okay if we miss, right? Flip to the head on this side. And then on the last one, I'm striking to do. Here I flip to the head, right? Flip to the head here, flip to the head again, flip here, and then the last to do. So again here it's flipping to the head, flipping to the head, letting this come back, flip to the head, flip to the head, and then the last is over here to do. Okay? I'm starting with this simple version of this kata. To me, this is not the real version of the kata. But you'll see this version on Soke's bojutsu DVD or video. Sensei said that he wasn't super happy with that video, and there's some versions of the kata on that video that aren't really valid. But this is one version that you'll see. So we'll start with this one because I think it's a good, simple intro to the feeling of the kata. So when you're doing your ihen, like when we were doing mukozume, the last kata, you guys remember we started in ihen, and ihen is a transforming, shifting kamae. So when I throw this to the head, I'm throwing with the back hand, but my legs are doing the strike. Okay, so if James doesn't block, I'm gonna be nice here. If he doesn't block, I throw this so that it hits with the tip on the head here. Okay, now you block. So it goes this way. You see the bow is a little free here. Okay, so it has this kind of free quality to it. Okay, then from here I allow my footwork to shift so that I can do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I think I got his finger. So after this flip on this side, one thing you can do is allow it to go furry this way to come back to this side. Okay, So again, come back. You all right? So flip here, right? Flip here. This is with the legs, okay? Then I allow it to bofuri to come back to that side. Flip, flip, and then this one, you see how it also has that free quality to it, okay? The bow wants to, you want it to fly free in all of these, and then use your legs to propel it, okay? So when I'm here, he comes with his flip. You see this? That. This one you can let him have, or you can block it. Okay, but Jodanuke is like this. Okay, so strike to the head. Let's back up just a bit. So strike to the head there. See how I'm like this, and then when the bow hits, it slides off. This also sets me up for a counter, so he strikes here, and then I can be back in. Okay, so you guys want to work on this kind of Jodanuke with the blade. Yeah, that's it. Here, Sean, let me show you the form there a little bit. So when I rise up, this is supported by my arm on the back of the blade, and I peek under with my vision. So if you were my opponent, I'm here. And I step to get out of the way of the strike. Yeah, and also, Sean, sorry, I'm picking on you. So from here, I noticed when you were doing this, you're looking over the top of the blade. You want to be looking here. Yeah. See, you're looking at a funny angle there because you're too sideways. So watch from behind me there. Okay. So as he swings, see how I'm onto him here with my torso. You were kind of more like this, and that's an interesting way to do it, but it changes the dynamics. I want to stay centered here to be prepared for the next thing. So here, right here, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing it more Kasumi style, like like this, and it needs to be more of that. So. Answer your question, kind of?
Yeah, kind of.
That form's getting better, Sean, with the bow. Just try to have a feeling, though, of the legs are actually doing the strike. You still have a bit too much arm in it, so you're like push it out there with the arm, right? Yeah. It should be all legs.
Feeling it happening too. Yeah.
You notice when I do this flip, like I can barely hold the bow, and it hits pretty strongly because it's in my legs. So it's like this throws here, but the throw is with my knees.
Sure.
So when you're doing this, you want to try to have that free quality to it. So when he's blocking, right, you see how strong that is? And I'm barely holding it. It comes in fast. James, that all looks great except the last one. The last one becomes too mechanical somehow. So on that last one, you do this flip here, right? Let this fly free and do it with your legs. So when I'm watching you do it, you do this flip and then it's like reset, Jodanuke, strike.
Right? Having trouble with the switching grip. I think
Yeah.
make it more natural.
Yeah, allow it to just happen naturally because the stick is moving, so your hand has to switch, right? So it's here, right there, it just switched. right? I didn't have to think about it. It's just in the movement. Yeah, those blocks are a little better, Sean. Think about when you're doing them too. When you're doing them, letting them be supported by the arm. If the sword is out here when you do them, it could be a problem, because if he really hits hard, that's going to slam into you.
Oh, it's actually supported by the arm?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so supported by the arm or the shoulder. Yep.
Yeah, I'm having a confidence issue with that, because I'm so used to, like, I'm not used to that block that much.
Sure.
And so with this, I pretty much know exactly where something's going to hit at any
Sure.
point. And with this one, I'm getting less confident, and so I'm looking.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, because if I'm tight in, I can't see what's going on, and I can feel that's what's happening as I'm looking to see.
But look under here. This is where you should be looking.
Right, but I feel like he's going to hit my arm.
No, it's the positioning of it. So, you see how it's positioned here? So his bow is coming down here, and it's going to hit this, and then slide off. If I put it like this, then yeah, you're right. He may hit the elbow. You know,
Right.
So it's more like this. But if I have a gap here when it hits,
Yeah,
bam,
sure.
yeah,
And
it could.
that's why I've always. I mean,
Sure.
You know, I sort of default to that because I
Well, this is a specific type of block called Jodan Uke, yeah.
No, I'm definitely. I understand that. I need to figure this one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one you're doing is more kasumi, which works a little better sword on sword.
Sure.
But bow on sword, it's not as good. It's a little hazardous because you'll get your sword broken or he'll strike through it.
Right,
You know.
yeah, of course.
So.
It's more okay. So
And the angle helps.
It's more here.
Yeah. And then look through here at him.
Right. Yeah. So if I'm thinking of it being on the arm as opposed to the shoulder, that makes a big difference. Actually.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
When we do it with bojutsu, it's done like that.
Right.
Just done like this.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's the same feeling, but with the sword.
That makes more sense.
And remember, the strike is coming down at this angle. So look under, turn your torso towards me. The strike is coming down at this angle, so that's what you want to aim for, right? Watch your elbow there. But so I just look under this way. The idea is just like with an uke nagash. So he's coming to strike my head here, right? And keep that there. So I'm going to step to get out of the way of this, right? And I replace that with my sword. So my head, is being replaced by my sword. So it's here, right? And I step, and then that will slide off. So strike again. So. I saw a gap there, sorry. That's that last one, that pause you do creates a big opening. Yeah. So flip here, sorry. Flip here. On this last one, I flip here, and then I let this go and strike. I flip to the head, flip to the head, flip to the head. This last one flips to the head, and then I let the left end go and strike the do. Okay? Again, flip, flip on this side, flip, flip, and then here strikes the do. You see how that one's tricky. It's hard for him to defend because he gets used to these coming over the top, and then that one sneaks under. Okay, and this is a little bit more of the Keriage feeling. So from here, yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah, so Sean, that's great. Think about that kamae of hicho.
Yeah.
Yeah. So allow that to exist right there.
Yeah, it's almost even just I want to get my foot out of the way.
Yeah, it needs to get out of the way, sure, but it's also the shifting balance that really makes that strike strong.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it makes it really strong. Yeah, watch your distance on that one, James. On that last one, watch your distance. You're a little close, right? So like Sean was doing, from here, let this drop, come to hicho.
Oh, actually come to hicho.
Yeah.
Not symbolic, but actual.
No, I think it's totally part of the form of this move, yeah. Oh, more hicho, nice. So it's starting to get the feeling. One thing to be careful with when you do your, don't stomp too much, right? When you do this, you're putting too much energy in the ground. Instead, soft, and put the energy into the stick.
Okay.
So any stomping that happens, it's wasted energy, right? So let that energy travel down the leg into the knee and then to the stick. So after we go through our strikes here, and we're on the last strike, okay? So here, when I do this strike that comes from underneath here, you don't have to do it with two hands, okay? Soke doesn't do it with two hands, okay? So on that last, let's do this, the last part. So here, this last flip that happens here, okay? It's just one hand. It has that freedom. Over here, please. So I'll do the whole thing. So here, 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 here. This just, see how strong it is? Because it's with my body. Yeah, it has that kind of freedom. So here, so this can flip here, and then this one. So that goes to do, but it could go to any target, right? It could fly to the head, it could go to any target that's available. So work on letting your body deliver that strike. And if you do it with your legs, you can control it, okay? You guys understand? Yeah? That kind of free quality to it. When I'm going to do this, my hand is here, and it's maybe too short, right? So what I do is, as I'm lifting, I pull it here. Okay, I need to have room to clear, so it pulls and slides in the movement. So it's here, and it slides in the movement. It might help, one other thing. When you do this strike, if you bring this arm too much out in front of you, you lose it.
Yeah.
So you want to instead keep it closer to your body.
Okay.
So you see I end up like this. So
I was doing that at the beginning, and I thought I was doing something wrong.
oh no, that's fine. So here, right?
So it's okay then.
Yeah. The farther out you get with your arm, the less control you have over the stick.
No control over that
Yeah.
at all.
So you don't want to go too far. You want to go far enough that it swings and causes damage, but not too far. On that last one, I do this flip here, right? And as I let this come through, there's no reason I have to stay linear.
I think that's what I was trying to do with the leap.
Yeah, you don't.
Consciously.
Yeah, it doesn't have to stay on this line. A lot of times we get in the habit of doing kata on a line like that, but in reality you would never, right? So in reality, all these attacks would be moving and shifting, so. So if I do the whole kata, right, I flip here, I flip here, I flip here, I flip here, and then I've come to this side now. Okay, so now I let go with the left hand, right, and strike. Okay. So again, flipping, flipping, flipping. On this last one, instead of flipping on the same side, I'm going to flip and switch so that I can strike this way. Okay. Let's go back the other way.
So still five strikes?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's this flip, this flip, this flip, this flip. Yeah. So it's a powerful strike, that last one. And there's a way that Soke does it, which I should show you. Maybe this side's still good. So I flip, flip, flip. When I come here, it's like a reverse hicho, right? So this back leg comes into hicho. So, okay. Flipping, 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 flipping. Do it here. So I flip here, right? On this one, I'm shifting into hicho and dropping. Okay, so it's here, right? I shift into hicho here, drop. The one I was showing that Soke does, he doesn't do the drop part. He just shifts. Yeah, so it's a different feeling, right? It's more you're throwing this out there. But if you do the more standard version, you would shift into hicho here and then drop. One thing I like to play with on this myself is when I let go with the left hand, the stick drops by itself, gravity, right? And so I use that gravity to send this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the stick will just drop by itself. So this right here, it's like a pendulum, right? So you come here and then